video, I'm going to show you how to record your audio questions to use on an iPad using Audacity. So you want to download Audacity from the Software Center. Once you've done that, open it up, and it may look a little intimidating. It did to me with all these buttons and numbers, but we're just going to use a couple of the features, and it's super simple. So the first thing I want to look at is my microphone volume, my recording volume. You might want to have that a little on the high side so that you make sure and you pick up everything that you say. Here's your playback volume. This is our zoom in and zoom out, and I will show you that a little bit later. But let's look here. We're going to use our record and our pause and our stop and our play, and this takes us back to start. So if you are going to record all in one sitting, you've got your questions, you know you're going to sit down and knock it out. Basically, you're going to use your record and your pause. So I'm going to click on record. And as you can see, as I start talking, you'll see the blue waves. Now, maybe I want to pause to read another question. I'm getting my thoughts together. I'm going to go into the next question, and I'm just going to unpause. And I'm going to continue on recording. And when I'm totally finished with all of my questions, I'm going to click stop. Now, a little advice, you don't have to be perfect. I know I flubbed a little bit in this video and I could have stopped and started over, but I'm just going to keep going. And so as long as you're clear, I think you'll be fine if you make tiny little mistakes here and there. So I hit stop, but maybe I want to listen to it and play it back. So I'm going to click this skip to start. It's going to take me all the way back to start. See where my, my little playhead is right here. And now I'm just going to click on my play button. And as you can see, as I start talking, you'll see the blue waves. Now, maybe I want to pause. So there's my recording, and I've stopped my recording. Now, let's just say that I stop it, and now I realized I forgot a question. I want to come back to it. So down here, I can slide all the way over to the end of my recording, or I can use this handy little zoom out, and it's going to kind of make my recording all compact. This is my timeline right here. So it's going to make it, it's zooming out. So now if I want to add to this recording, I need to make sure that I place my cursor at the end of it. And so you'll notice there's my little line right here. Now I'm free to click record again, and I can make any additions to what I've done after I stopped. So now I know I'm finished. I'm going to go ahead and click stop. And if I move my playhead right about here, and I'm going to continue on recording. And when I'm totally finished with all of my questions, I'm going to click stop. And I can make any additions. So you see how I kind of picked right back up where I left off. So my suggestion, gather your questions, sit down, hit record, and go between record and pause, and then just wrap up in one session. But if you need to stop and come back to it, then you can always hit your stop button, but you need to make sure that you're placing the playhead where you left off. Okay, so now that I've got all my questions recorded, I'm going to come to File, and I'm going to save my project. So saving my project does not save the audio file that I can listen to. It just saves what I've done so far. So if I hit my stop and I know that I need to take off and I want to come back and record the rest of my questions tomorrow, I want to make sure that I definitely click on Save Project As. And so again, it's telling me that it's not an audio file. I'm good with that. I'm going to click OK. And so now I might name this Test Questions, and I'm going to click Save. I'm going to put that on my desktop. Make sure it's on my desktop or wherever you would like to save it. So when I click save, it saves my test questions. So I'm good. And if, let's just say I wanted to come back to this. So I'm going to close out. But let's just say I want to come back to that tomorrow. All I have to do is go File, Open, find my test questions. There they are. Open them back up. And now I can either start from where I left off. So remember, if I left off here, I'm going to place that right there. You see that line right there? I'm going to place that and begin to record. Notice that it's going to record again. I can pause, unpause, and then when I'm finally done, I'll click stop. Now you may, if you add anything, you may want to make sure again that you're saving your project. So now I'm totally finished now with my test questions and I want to save the audio file. I'm going to go to File and I'm going to export my audio. So that's going to take all of those 3 different times that I recorded, put it into one recording. I'm going to go ahead and leave it named as test questions. And then where it says save as type, I have all of these choices. I'm going to choose MP3. And then I will click save. I'm saving it to my desktop. And then it's telling me that it's going to mix all my tracks together. You notice the different tracks. And I'll click OK. At this point, if I wanted to, I could type my name here. But I don't generally do any of that. I just click OK again. And it's going to export my audio file. So if you listen to the next video, I'm going to show you how to take that audio file and upload it and share it in your Google Drive so that students can listen to it on their iPads.